you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea if this is going to work.
Oh no, I have no idea if this is going to work. You have an idea and a concept, and we're working with the actors and the DP and everything like that, so we know, we've set rules for what's going to happen, but there's no way to tell, without a script. But to be fair, do you ever know if any film's going to work? No. You make the film you want to make, and then you hope other people enjoy it.
One of the things that keeps coming up every time I talk about this film is it good? And so I'm just gonna go to a couple of comments really quick. I put this on TikTok. This film was made in less than 7 days with less than 7 people and less than $7,000. You can make a film, let's do it. I was talking about Seize the Carp, and Seize the Carp is a movie that I made for $7,000 with less than 7 people in less than 7 days. So that 7 people was like the main cast and crew. We ended up having over 7 people, but the main actors and everything were under that. And so a lot of the comments that I've got are like this. Sure, you can make a film in less than 7 days, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be good. Of course you can make the film, doesn't mean it'll be good. You can, but should you? This was another thing we talked about not too long ago. And so today I wanted to kind of talk about the word good. So what is good? And the definition of good is as follows. To be desired or approved of, having qualities required for a particular role, that which is morally right, benefit or advantage to someone or something, or just you're well, like you're doing good. So I hope you're doing good today. And so with that kind of lens, we're gonna talk about the film and break it down a little bit. And we're gonna start with the first one right here, to be desired and approved of. I had made my first film back in, I believe it was 2014 is when we wrapped. So it was 11 years ago. It's been quite a little bit of time. And when I made this film, I was much younger. I was in my mid-20s, and we made this on our own. Myself and my 2 business partners at that time. And we had a film called Famous that was going to be a period boxing film. And we had just had trouble getting it kind of financed. And so in doing that, we were like, what could we do on our own? And we came up with that film. It was over about 3 weeks that we wrote the script and we were filming. We flew to Michigan and we started filming it. We had the locations. Those were families that had donated those locations to us, and we were able to make the film. I've met so many people. I've worked with so many people. I've got to share other people's stories. I've worked on my own scripts. I've worked on other people's scripts. And it kind of just keeps building and fostering kind of this relationship with the creativity that you're working on. And so with that one in mind, to be desired or approved of, I wasn't making the film to be desired or approved of, but I guess in a way it was me showing, and the people that were working on it, that we could do it. And the filmmakers that have worked on that was not their last film. The last definition that I found on here was a benefit or advantage to someone or something. And with that in mind, I think my movies are very good. My goal in making films was, for one, expression, self-expression. The films that I make are personal. Your films are personal. The films that you're watching are personal. Even when they get to multi-million and billion-dollar profits and things like that, they're personal when they start. Nobody is setting out to make those movies. Sometimes it just happens. Nobody's setting out to make a bad film. We're usually trying to make these good films, but we're trying to express something. We're trying to talk through something. We're trying to communicate our way of seeing with the world. And that is what I think more artists, could use as they work through. And when you're talking to other filmmakers, think about the why. Why did they make it? In terms of Seize the Carp, why did I make it? I made Seize the Carp for a multitude of reasons. For one, it was a challenge to myself and to the filmmakers that wanted to go on the journey with it. I'll shout out my cinematographer. It's my business partner on the Celluloid Collective. You can check us out. We also have a YouTube channel where we talk about film photography. But Kenny had wanted to make a feature, and I had a couple of ideas that we could do. So he helped push this idea into reality. It was his first feature he'd ever shot. We got to work on that. I would say that's very, very good or advantageous to someone or something. Both of the actors had never performed in a feature film, had never led in a feature film. It was also completely improvised because I wanted to see what happens when the director takes the back seat. I've worked on films for a long, long time, and when you get to set, it's very, very hard to control anything. So what happens if you spend a little more time in pre-production? We didn't have any money for 20, 30, 40 days of shooting, but we did have time to be able to text beforehand and create these documents, and we create these like outlines of the whole story. And so we were able to do that. We were also able to capture people in our family that, unfortunately have passed on. And we were able to hear these stories and capture these moments that would only be stories. They would just be retelling of stories. And filmmaking is a storytelling medium. So if we're able to capture these things and we're able to do it at a smaller price point and we can get more people involved and we can help tell the stories that we really want to do, I think going around the internet and asking people, is it good or is it bad or is it this or is it that, is why? Why did you make this film? If you made it just to make money, I would tell you right now that that's very, very, very difficult to do. If you're doing it because you have a story to tell, it's very important, you want to share your voice with the world, then you should definitely do it. You should get out there right now with your friends and you should make your film. I said a couple of weeks ago that I made Seize the Cart for $7,000 with less than 7,000 people and less than 7 days. That was of the filming. All said and done, it took about a year. But imagine if a year from now you could be watching your movie. You and your friends could be watching your film a year from now. You and your friends could be making your second feature a year from now. You and your friends could be working in a job that you really, really love and making films on the side. You and your family could be making documentaries about something that's very joyful to yourself. You could be making the best home movies that you could make. Is it advantageous to someone else? Filmmaking is to everything. Most of the things that I've learned in life have been through movies. The way that I've been able to travel the world through cinema and the way that I've been able to capture emotions in my films and share it with other people and then get feedback of, oh my God, this is what I really needed right now. Maybe you have had a loss. Maybe you've had grief. We all have these things. So when we share these stories with each other, I'm not thinking about if they're good or bad or what they are. I'm thinking about how the way I saw the world could be transferred to someone else. I'm processing something. You're processing something. If we can process this together through art and it costs you way less money and you can use your phone and you can use the tools that are at your disposal and you can get your friends together and you can get your collaborators together and you're a first-time feature filmmaker, you have a first-time feature filmmaker that's a cinematographer, you have a couple of friends that want to be actors, you're in rural, central, Pennsylvania. I grew up in rural Kansas. That's where I graduated from. You could make these movies anywhere. So doing this is good. I think it's very good. It's very good because it's showing that you can do it. My first film was about $25,000. My second one was about $17,000. The last one we finished for under $7,000. And I said in a previous video that the one that was under $7,000 was the only one we were able to pay everybody up front. So it's very good. It's very good to have these things. It's very good to be able to push these stories forward. It's very good for you to be able to share your work. It's very good for you to be able to empower those around you to tell their stories. I don't want another filmmaker or another storyteller or a novelist or an artist or whatever to not make their work because they thought that it might not be good because one person on the internet might say that to them. Make your work. Make it better each time. Refine it. Try to make it better, but make it better by your standards. So what is your definition of good? I think moving forward, mine is going to be this one. Is it a benefit or advantage to someone or something? If when I'm finished with my work, somebody else could take that roadmap, that blueprint, whatever that was there and tell their story and realize that there's an easier way, there's a better way, there's a simpler way, there's a less expensive way, there's a tool that you didn't know about because somebody told you not to look at it. I've had a lot of people tell me a lot of things over the years of doing this, and a lot of it was really good. Well, let's be honest. Some of it was very good. A lot of it was not great. It led me down paths that took on debt. It led me down paths of dead-end conversations. It led me down paths of, areas of the filmmaking world that are a little tumultuous and not very positive. And now that I've gotten back out on the other side of that journey, I'm realizing that there's a lot of joy from this. And most feature filmmakers will make one feature. One. There's a chance that you might only make one. I don't want you to take on hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt to make your first film if that's the only one you're going to get, and then you're going to be upset for the rest of your life while you're paying it off. What would happen if you made one for $3,000 or $4,000 with 2 or 3 friends in a week? Everybody makes $1,000, or nobody gets paid. Every person puts in $1,000. What would happen if you just kind of rethought about what filmmaking could be? That's what I'm trying to do over here at Bronson Creative. So I'm trying to rethink what this can be. I found a lot of joy out of this over the time, but I've also found a lot of heartbreak. And a lot of times where I've sat alone, I'm in a garage right now, sitting alone, talking to you. And I want people to realize that there is a different way. There's a different way to make film. There's a different way to go about all of this. And there's a really rewarding way to do it that doesn't require you taking on a bunch of debt and taking on a bunch of things. But you have to decide, what kind of filmmaker do you want to be? Do you want to be, the weekend warrior, as some people call themselves, like where you just make films on the weekend and then you do whatever else during the week? Or do you want to make $30,000 or $40,000 a year filming wedding videos, which is something I did for a while? That was kind of my full-time job. And then I worked on set as a PA and a grip and a gaffer and made a full-time living doing that. But I wasn't around people very often. I was always on set and it was always long, and that's not what I wanted to do. But you need to find your own path. There's a lot of paths out there and nobody's going to be able to tell you, but if you're making a film that is going to inspire somebody else and also inspire you, then I think it's pretty good. So with that being said, I'm going to jump off here today. I got a lot of writing to do, but I wanted to come on here and kind of talk about this a little bit because I think it's I think we could have a lot better conversation about things if it wasn't just about what is good and what is bad. Why did you make it? What do you want us to get from it? That's what I'm more interested in. So what's a film you're working on? I hope you'll drop it down in the comments below so we can look at it. If you're recording your journey or you're trying any of this on your own, then please also drop that down there. Would love to connect. I'm looking forward to connecting with more filmmakers as this continues to grow because I don't want to do this alone. Like I said, I think we have a lot of knowledge we can share with each other, and I hope you'll share some of yours with me. And if there's something I'm leaving out, then please drop that down below and we'll jump into it. So with that being said, do something kind for somebody, share your knowledge with other people, and I can't wait to see what you create. Talk soon.